morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out this morning on such short notice. I'm Senator Gayle Goldin. I'm the senator from the Fox Point Eastside neighborhood of Providence, a neighborhood that's filled with people who care deeply about our state and share my values. So I'm very happy to be here today to speak in support of Governor Raimondo. You'll also be hearing from Amanda Skinner at Planned Parenthood, Patrick Quinn from SEIU, Linda Finn, who is here on behalf of the Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence, Marcella Betancourt, who's here for the Rhode Island Latino PAC, Wendy Becker, who's an LGBT advocate, Laureate, who's the chair of the Barrington Democratic Town Committee, and Mayor James Diossa of Central Falls. So thank you all for joining me here today. You know, since I was first elected in 2012, I have been up here in this beautiful building behind me fighting because I believe that healthcare is a human right. I believe that women's rights are human rights. I believe that immigrants play a vital role in our nation, and I believe we all want to live in a world where we do not fear for our lives because of the color of the skin or the God we may pray to or not pray to, or the person that we love. And I believe our job in the State House as elected officials is to keep fighting until we get to a more just society. I've been coming up to the State House to protest, to testify, to influence and educate legislators for probably 10 to 15 years. And along the way, I have met some incredible people who have advocated for LGBT rights and child welfare and clean air and safer communities and healthy children. And today you'll hear from a few of them and how the governor has stood by us to make real change in this state. Now, one of the governor's primary opponents, Matt Brown, has talked about a lot of issues that I care deeply about, and they're really resonating with people. And I get that because I'm the Senate sponsor of a lot of those bills. I also sit on the Senate Health and Human Services Committee and the Labor Committee, so I know who comes out to support progressive bills, and I know who doesn't. One of the things I value a lot in politics are the people who show up. Year after year, people come up to the State House to share their joy and their pain and their sorrows and their expertise and their good ideas. And every year I hear from hundreds of my constituents. They email me, they call, they let me know that they are concerned about issues that are important to them. And I appreciate when people take the time and effort to be here, to call me, to let me know that they're standing with me. As it turns out, I happen to represent two of the people who are running for governor in the Democratic primary. And you know which constituent of mine has emailed, called, testified, negotiated, and directed her staff and state agencies to work on behalf of my progressive bills the most? Gina Raimondo. Do you know who has been front and center with us pushing to raise the minimum wage? Gina Raimondo. Do you know who has stood with me to push back on the Trump agenda? Gina Raimondo. Do you know who took action to ban guns in schools even when the legislature wouldn't? Gina Raimondo. And do you know who has stood with me to expand the Earned Income Tax Credit and to protect our health care through the ACA? Gina Raimondo. And I know who is going to fight alongside me to continue to expand temporary caregiver insurance to create a stronger paid family leave in the state, who is going to stand with me to pass a fair pay bill that actually works and to put reproductive rights into law. That's Governor Gina Raimondo. You know, things are better in Rhode Island right now than they were 4 years ago, and that's because of the very hard work of a lot of the people behind me who have been here for years pushing to make a better Rhode Island. And that is, they're just a small slice of the hundreds of people who walk through these doors every day to share their thoughts with us to make sure we are constantly pushing for a better Rhode Island. And those people include Gina Raimondo. You know, this primary has been a lot of he said, she said, but that's not the right phrase. It's more like he says, she does. And frankly, as a woman in politics, I have seen that happen far too many times. Men talking while the women in this building are taking action. As a progressive and as an immigrant, as a mother and as a woman, as a legislator who has seen what happens inside this building, and as a Democrat, I'll be voting for Gina Raimondo on Wednesday. And I ask my fellow Rhode Islanders to join me. Thank you.